All right, welcome back. We are wrapping up the end of our chapter 2 for our rock transformations unit. If you completed the warm-up activity correctly, it should look similar to what you have on your screen. You should have dragged and dropped the different things that relate to a sedimentary rock, which is sediment has to eventually be formed by the process of weathering. Sediment then is compacted and cemented, and all of that is driven by energy from the sun. So it's not necessarily in a linear order. I just dragged all of those four terms over to sedimentary rock because that's the part that they belong under. That's the rock that they belong with. The terms that belong with igneous rocks are magma has to cool, and magma is formed from melted rock. So magma, melting, and cooling all go under igneous rock. All of that process would be driven by energy from the Earth's interior. It's energy from the Earth's interior that causes rock to get hot enough to melt in the first place. So the process, again, is not in a linear order. It's just those terms apply for igneous rock. Now you're on to this part of completing your goal to revise our model that you may not even remember from chapter 1, of where you had to complete this in a Google drawing before. So there's this link. This is just to show you what the process that you're going through. You'll have your directions here you'll have to refer back to. When you open this link, it should force you to make a copy. Once you do make a copy of that document, please make sure that you rename it to your travel group as well as your first and last name. It'll be very easy on me if you do it just the way I'm about to do it in front of you. And so instead of copy, delete that part. Label it, pretend I'm in Carver. So I'm going to label myself as 7A, but you can write Carver, it doesn't matter, 7A. And put your last name first would help me. My first name is Matney, so I'm putting it Casey Matney, and then I kept the title there. You don't necessarily need that there, but it might help later on. So you rename it, toggle back over to your directions. I completed both A and B. Complete all parts in the Google drawing. All of your directions are listed out here. Your job is to be making sure this transformation region has the things correct as you had labeled before. So your material is your rock material. Since we already know that in a sedimentary rock, that's our goal, to show how a sedimentary rock is formed. We already know that's formed from sediment. I can go ahead and give those answers to you of putting sediment here, or try to drag and drop this. There we go. The process for that is compaction and cementation, and that forms a sedimentary rock. So that's your first step. So if you're watching this video, you should definitely get the first step correct. The other step is, how do we get that sediment there to begin with? Do we get sediment formed in the Earth's interior, or is it formed at the surface of the Earth? So there's another transformation process happening. That's where you need to drag and drop this transformation region. I might make it a little bit smaller if I were you, and either put it at the surface of the Earth or deep underneath near the mantle if you think that it is sediment. If you think it is driven by energy from the Earth's sun and we get sediment based off of weathering, then you put it at the surface because weathering happens at the surface. If you think sediment is formed by the process of magma rising to the surface, then you'd put it deep down here because you would have to have that arrow for magma rising. So your job is to put the transformation region over here and then drag and drop one of these arrows as your process. Either you think that eventually magma would rise and cool. The one thing I will point out here, and this is the kind of tech help issue, is make sure that you order your images. I'll drag this over. So you're going to have a lot of images on here. Make sure that it's on that image. Oops. This one, I want to bring it forward. So I'm going to click Order, Bring to Front. And hopefully, nope, that's still not working for that one. I don't know why. Yep, hopefully that should work. So if you're dragging it in there and it's not pulling up, make sure you left click on it and click order. Sending it backwards would mean that the transformation region image would be on top, just kind of like stacking layers of a paper. I'm not telling you that that's necessarily the right answer, but that's your job. Eventually, you'll share it with me, and I'll give you another video to explain how to turn it in.